of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 42. I've been dreading this episode forever.
42.
So we made it this far. This might be the last one. We'll see.
Jason has a problem with this number.
For those of you who know me, this shirt is from the famous Lance Woods. He gave it to me at Wonderfest a few years back because I am cursed by the number 42. I see it wherever I go.
Hold on.
And yep.
What do you mean cursed?
Cursed. I see it when I don't want to see it, and it scares me.
Okay, so what does it do to you? Does it do anything
no,
to you?
It's I think it's portellings. Portelling?
I sometimes get the number at Portillo's.
You do, and then you send me the freaking ticket.
Because I know it bothers you.
So anyway, here we are.
What's funny is, now that you've done it, every time I see the number...
Yeah, see, I'm spreading the joy.
I notice it. But see, it doesn't freak me out.
It freaks me
I'm
out.
normal.
Freaks me out.
Okay.
Although, I think I finally figured out the message.
Oh, boy. Let me guess. It's a secret calling to traveling bondage.
No.
Okay. Well, that would have been my first.
So I've been seeing it forever. And I'm like, okay, maybe
Mhm.
something's going to happen to me when I get to be 42. And you know what happened?
Do tell.
This was 5 years ago.
Uh-oh.
I met my lovely Jamie.
Who none
So
of us have
maybe-
ever met. You know, you don't allow her in the room or nothing. So
No, she's never coming on here.
you yell at her if she's too loud.
Yeah, gotta knock her out. Gotta show her some tough love once in a while.
She would so kick your ass.
Gotta dot that I. Anyway, happy International Women's Day. Anyway.
So I
How
saw
are
an
you?
interesting thing.
What'd you see?
Now I'll piss off a bunch of our listeners. So,
Really? Like you haven't done that before.
So there was a commercial on the other day.
Uh-oh.
And this was like, it just blew me away, the irony of what they said.
Uh-huh.
So they said, help us celebrate National Women's Day
Oh, here
all
we go,
month.
dude.
All month. Okay. So I'm like,
Day.
well, wait a
It's
minute.
day.
It's a day. Okay.
Can't celebrate it all month if it's a
So
day.
you can't celebrate a day for a month.
No, you
That'd
can't.
be like
'Cause
saying,
then it's technically a
let's
month.
celebrate Thanksgiving the whole month.
Well,
Let's have turkey.
if you look
every
around this
fucking
country, there's some
day.
people that do celebrate it all year.
So anyway, so I just thought I got a kick out of that. Just that we're going to celebrate a day for a whole month.
Direct all hate mail
And-
towards Scott Johansson.
Right. And as long as we're talking about days, I want everyone to look up what March 12th is. Is it March 12th or March 14th?
I don't know. What is that?
Oh, there's Steak and Blowjob Day. Okay, so let's
Is that Valentine's Day?
It's the male answer to Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Urban Dictionary, so
All
you know. There you go. I didn't make that up. Okay, I just want to say, look it up. I didn't make it up. I'm not saying it should be a real day, but I wouldn't mind celebrating it all month. So okay.
Okay, we're changing subjects real quick. We had a viewer email me asking you specifically. I'll leave their name out of this just in case.
No, let's give it up.
So on your movie hatred, they want to know if you hate John Candy. Oh!
You really want to know?
Oh no! Real what? No.
There are roles that John Candy's had that I have thought were pretty funny.
There's your answer. There's your answer,
now,
sir.
I wouldn't say the movies necessarily were great,
Uh-huh.
but there were aspects of the role that's funny. Like, I think it was Uncle Buck when he said, here's a quarter, go have that thing gnawed off your face or something. I did enjoy the first National Lampoon Vacation movie, even though it's the kind of movie that I would probably hate most likely. But when he was the security guard at Wally World, that was kind of fun. And my favorite John Candy line of all time Okay, you ready now? You ready for this? In the Blues Brothers, when they fly he's in the backseat of the state trooper, and they fly into the back of the semi, and he just kind of like so nonchalantly says, "Hey, can I see the radio?" And what car number are we? And they go, 5. And they, yeah, this is car 55. We're in a truck. And I don't know why, but that line just always.
Well, see, you don't hate him now. Okay, all right.
We're in a truck, so no, I don't hate John Candy.
All right.
There were things John Candy did that I thought were funny. Like, I'm not saying all his movies were great. No, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles was kind of crazy.
I loved it, but there's some that weren't great, but they're the great outdoors. There's good parts in there.
So anyway, no, I don't hate John Candy. All right.
You see any other movies?
Man, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't.
Speaking of movies, Jason gets movie shamed this episode. Stay tuned.
Big time.
Big time. For with our Lacey is our guest this episode, and I think Scott found a new boyfriend because they like all.
Wait till you hear one or two of the movies Jason hasn't
They
seen.
like all the same stuff. Yeah, I got movie shamed. So stay tuned for that.
And all I'm going to say about it is Jason got shamed. If you look at any list of the top 10 movies of all time, okay, the one movie that Jason will admit to not seeing is always
on there
in that list.
And I think that's kind of why I'm
5 or 10.
It's always been on my list to like sit down and watch it, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to, so that I can say that I've never seen it.
See, this is you're.
I'm a contrarian.
For no reason.
Yes.
You're a contrarian. Contrarian. Is that a word? Contrarian?
That is a word. Contrarian.
Contrarian.
I saw one movie called Hellbender, which you wouldn't appreciate, on Shudder. It is a very low budget, made by a family. It's about like some witches, and it wasn't what I was expecting, but it wasn't terrible. So, other than that, the only thing I've been watching is like live streams from Ukraine.
I should have my wife come on this section of the show because she watches a lot of this.
Yeah, she does watch most of the same stuff.
Terrible stuff. Although I did finish Cobra Kai. Have you finished Cobra Kai yet?
Not. We have not. We've had too much going on.
Okay.
All right. Giveaways. So before we do that,
I just want to go on record as saying that prior to recording, Jason told me he got 3 hand jobs, and I was like, in one day? So, I don't think that, maybe that wasn't the best way to get it. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure whoever wins that is going to want it now. Okay.
You don't want to know where this thing's been.
Yeah.
For the person who commented on me stroking my beard.
Yes, there you go. And I have no beard.
Yeah, look at that. It's like the ASMR, but for beards. Anyway,
Did I tell you my nun joke?
Let's keep going with annoying, offending everyone.
No, you can't put this on the air.
Oh no, it's going. Go ahead.
How do you get a nun pregnant?
Yeah, we can't put that on.
I know. I knew you couldn't.
All right. We cannot play that punchline.
Like,
if you would like to know the punchline, message Scott Johansson.
Hey, you know why all altar boys have their hair parted down the middle?
Oh, all right. So, first of all, we missed something huge. We have good news and bad news. What do you want first?
I don't know. What do we miss huge?
I'll tell you. What, good news or bad news? Pick.
Give me the bad news first.
The buttons are broke this episode.
Oh, yeah.
There was
that
an
had nothing
update.
to do with me.
There was an update with OBS, which is one of the programs we use, and I can't use any of my buttons. So if you're wondering where the buttons are, and I'm sure everyone is, they're not working this episode. They're broken.
I'm sure they're sitting on the edge of their seat.
I know.
Going,
so then, Scott, ask for the good
buttons?
news.
The good news?
The good news is we have hit 500 subscribers. We are at 501 until after this episode, and that we probably sent some people the other way. But as of right now, 501 subscribers. I am blown away. So first, thank you to everybody. that got us this far. I can't believe we have 2 people that watch this show, let alone 501. So seriously, thank you everyone who has supported this show from the beginning. We truly appreciate it, and we plan to keep doing it.
I appreciate the people that are coming on now and catching up.
Yeah, that too. You just found it now, or didn't want to deal with us for a while, or you skipped through some of them and watched a couple here and there. Whatever. We love you all the same. But thank you to everyone.
And remember to hit that like button.
Yes, please hit the like button, please, and hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. It really does help us. We got to try and get to 1,000 so I could buy us new cameras and microphones at some point. But
I like my camera.
You know, I don't. But
I need better lighting, I think.
Yeah, that too. That's on the list.
Because all my shirts look gray.
They are all gray. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right. So the giveaway. We have the 2 original giveaways, which was our Ariel, the Little Mermaid with the little the dent sail. We have the hand. But the same person who's the mystery donor sent us. I think I just flashed my address. I gotta block that out.
That's all right. I give it out. Anyone that wants it, message me.
You son of a bitch. So I haven't even opened this box yet, and it came a couple days ago. I've been, wanting to. I'm like, no, I'll open it live here and see what's in this box. So we may be adding something to the giveaway. Sorry about the missing or broken parts in my first mermaid shipment. Hopefully better packing this time around will have taken care of that problem. The missing and broken pieces to the Naughty Mermaid are enclosed as well. More giveaways. There is a Godzilla and Gamera pair. They are small but incredibly detailed for some appreciative kaiju fan. Also enclosed is a set of 3 bigger kaiju heads, including Godzilla, Gamera, and Rodan. I encourage other listeners who have unbuilt kits lying around or extra room on the bill plate to send in giveaway submissions of their own. Just be sure you have the artist's rights to do so if you are printing. The mystery donor. Uh-oh, dude. Could this get cool?
There go the parts again.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to lose parts. Again. Oh, look at this. Each mermaid part is perfectly... Oh, dude. So, you know what?
Know what?
I want to keep this for myself, but I can't. So I just found some... Oh my God, I got to go through this. Okay. So here's the thing. Oh, dude. That's Godzilla. We have some cool stuff next time. But so here's what I'm going to do. We had one person that asked for the mermaid. One person stepped up to the table. And that person who put their name in the comments, I'm not going to put it here, it's in the comments from the last episode. You're getting this. Okay? You're getting the fixed one, the repaired one. Our mystery donor. Thank you so much for this. I will go through the other stuff and figure out the giveaway for next episode. All right.
Maybe you should open boxes before we go in the air.
No, I like this. This was cool. I like to not know what's happening. Okay. Which is most of the
daily thing. I was like going to say, not a daily thing.
As for the hand jobs.
It's for the hand jobs. They're in the hand job. Wait, so you're saying the hand jobs are in a cup?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. All right, ready?
I wouldn't put my hand in there, but yeah, go
Why?
ahead.
Why?
The hand jobs are in the cup. Joke's totally going boom over his head.
Robert Truck. Robert Truck gets the hand.
Yeah, talk to the hand, Robert. Talk to the hand. Like you showed in the last episode. Like take this back scratcher handle off. And then you could just like reach around and give it the old
reach around and
back scratcher, the old reach around hand job. Okay. So there you go.
Oh my God. Anyway, holy shit. Okay, we're done.
We're
all
off
right. Our other giveaway, Scott, the 33 Kong.
Well, actually, it's a King Kong's Thronester modification set.
Correct.
Which has the Fey Ray and the arm.
Brought to us by
Pestilence Labs, Mark Worthling.
Okay.
And,
so I went and pulled the names out of the YouTube comments. And our winner is... Is there somebody you're pulling for?
No. Whoever said 76 Kong is the best, his name better not even be in there.
I loved reading that. That was my favorite comment of the whole thing.
He's automatically disqualified.
Bill Wilson.
Wilson!
Bill Wilson won the Kong upgrade kit for the Speedster. Roadster? What is it?
Thronester.
Thronester.
Ron.
Who builds those anyway? So there you go. Bill Wilson. Congratulations, sir. Get me your info and I'll get it over to Scott because he's sending this one. And I hope you live far away.
Yeah, he probably lives. Yeah.
I hope Canada plus Japan.
It's a small box. So.
News and reviews, Scott.
I'm going to have a Hershey kiss while you babble. Go ahead.
Yep, just keep feeding that diabetes. All right, our first one comes from Eric Askew, our digital sculptor extraordinaire. We had on a couple episodes. He has a Kickstarter going right now. And if you are interested in getting some cool 3D, some miniatures to print, check out Necromancer's Tower. They got a couple different tiers you can buy in. There's 20 as of yesterday when I got this screen grab this. There was like 20 days left in the Kickstarter, so check it out. We will link to all of that below. There's some, I'll grab some other pictures here, some really cool original fantasy miniatures they got going on in there for doing some gaming. So please check out Eric's Kickstarter, Necromancer's Tower.
Looks like he's done okay so far.
Yeah,
he's reached his goal.
They have met the goal, which is always like the scary thing, I think, for most Kickstarter people.
That's the goal.
Yeah, they made the goal. So cool. Good luck, Eric. I hope everything goes well after this and in the fulfillment stage of getting that stuff. So congrats, man. You guys met your goal. All right, from CG Blade, we have Emerald.
That's what was going to be my guess.
Okay, Emerald is the one.
Well, because I was going by color.
Well, see, I just went with, they just posted another one. I just got linked to something. I didn't have time to add it in here, to Cobalt, which is another kit they have coming out. And they have a whole bunch of kits. CG's got a bunch of other kits coming out based on his novels. And this is Emerald, the next in the series. It's gone through, I remember seeing some early pictures of this, but this is looking pretty cool. He said the tank is about 12 inches tall. It's going to be available through him, through Pseudosynth Press Kits, I think he called it. Let me get it right exactly. I'll have it up here on the screen. Pseudoverse Creations is the official name of the kit line. So, yeah, great kit, CG, looking pretty good. I know CG has some other kits available as well. He has the 7 of 9 he's printing for someone or selling for somebody through someone else. If you want to just head over to his website, all his information will be down below as well. So again, Emerald looking pretty cool. I was going to have a button. That's how I figured out the buttons were broke this episode. So, yeah. And so my OCD kicked in.
Does everyone notice that I just pushed a button?
You did.
Okay.
Scott knows my OCD kicks in for 15 minutes of us starting me trying to figure out how to fix the buttons.
Well, you'll be up all night.
Yeah, I'll be up all night thinking about it now.
The kids will get a half asleep art teacher. Like, not that that's anything new.
My brain is like, button. Oh, Scott. So last week, I burned the hell out of my index finger with some hot glue. Cut my thumb, probably needed a stitch, but that's healed up. Today, needed stitches again. And I just threw a Band-Aid on it. I was cracking a piece, and it cracked, and it's like, I cannot get out of my own way.
Dude, I gotta say, those supports sometimes are deadly.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what this was. So when I was firing a piece, and it wasn't even for my class.
Oh, okay. This was
this was the kid at school. They put probably a bucket of glaze they painted on. And when it fired, it melted down onto the stilt to keep it off the bottom of the kiln. And it fused together. So I just took my thumb to try and pop it off. And the ceramic cracked and just went down the middle of my thumb. and I start squirting blood all over the place. And this kid's looking at me like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine."
So how do you do that? How do you not like motherfucker when that happens? Because
it's tough. That's I think the biggest skill to being a teacher is not swearing.
Yeah, or a parent, I guess. Early on, the first
parents,
time
I think you can swear and get. It was very hard not to swear.
Well, I'll tell a quick story. The first time I was dating someone with a child, and she was living with us, and I was in the basement working on something, and I cut my finger, and of course I yelled, "Motherfucker!" Okay, so I'm going the way my townhouse at the time was laid up. There was a basement, kitchen, living room, then upstairs to the bathroom and the 2-bedroom. So I'm going upstairs to the bathroom to rinse it off, put a Band-Aid on. And there she was sitting there watching TV, about 4 or 5 years old, looking at me all sweet as I walk by. And she goes, "Potty mouth." Okay. And my first reaction is like, "Fuck you." Okay. But you can't do that. Hold on, I'm out of focus. So what's going on here? Here we go. But you can't do that, of course. But that's like one of your reactions. Like you want to just
it was tough. Today was
because it's almost like someone going hee, and you're like, "Fuck you."
Well, speaking of little children, we have Baby Hellboy.
We sure do. And it's got one of your favorite kid features.
It does. It is anatomically correct. So if anyone remembers I don't know how many episodes ago, we showed this. We showed this private part. And we knew what the kid we didn't
showed. we
Scott wanted it. Come on. So we have Mark Worthling and Pestilence Labs. I would be pushing the button now. We have Baby Hellboy from the movie where he comes out when they just finished the ritual and he pops out. There he is. It's a great kit. I bought it today. Sent my money.
Already?
As soon as I saw it, I sent my money.
So
yes.
I guess here's something I probably shouldn't ask on air. But some hand job here, huh? I mean, if you look at the size of that wanky in that hand,
all right, we're done.
There ain't much going on.
We're done. We're done.
Just saying.
Or hey, if you're into, never mind.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So no, this is looking pretty good. Mark, thank you for doing original things. People that normally would say, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." This is a great idea. I'm glad you did it. I hope it does very well for you. Like I said, we both bought kits this week great looking kit. Good job, man.
Yeah, Baby Hellboy is not going to be too popular with the girls if you don't grow into that hand. So I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. It's such a cool piece. Oh, and then I saw these today from Heath Johnson. I saw he put it up on one of the boards. 2 busts, and they're both limited to 50 pieces. And one is Count Orlok, and the other one is Nosferatu. 2 really cool vampire busts, 1/10 scale. Check them out. Heath's on Facebook, and hit them up before they're all gone because they look really nice. I think there's a deal for both if you wanted to buy both. I didn't see the picture for the Nosferatu, but that's the box art. Check it out. Look them up. Good stuff. And what Jeff had talked about us a couple weeks ago, I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And I kind of had to make a Sophie's choice this week. And I went,
oh boy.
I went for the Hellboy wiener, and you went,
I am a Huckleberry.
You're a Huckleberry.
Yep.
This looks really cool. They did a great job on this.
So did you see this movie?
Yes, I have it upstairs.
Okay. So at the same time, and this focusing is really starting to piss me off.
And who said they didn't need a camera?
Right around the time this movie came out, the other one came out, Kevin Costner and White Earp. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I've seen both of these too. So I saw White Earp at the time, and I thought that was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was one of the Quaid brothers played Doc Holliday.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he did a fantastic job as well. So everyone was bragging about this Tombstone movie, but it just looked so cheesy to me that I was like, I never watched it till about 6 or 7 years ago. And it is kind of spaghetti westerny, but it's fun. And it's and Kilmer's performance, he should have won the Academy Award because he was just
all-time classic role. Like,
yes, and the
iconic
quotes, and yes. So I'm a Huckleberry. I think I'm number 19.
Yeah, I saw the list.
Huckleberry did.
I'm gonna have to wait. I'll probably end up missing it, but I had to make a choice. Other one. But the detail on this, the guns look good, the face, everything, the likeness is dead on, and $165 plus shipping, quarter scale bust. Get a really cool piece, and Sweet Life. I hope they do more stuff this high caliber. Pun intended. So
unintended.
Look at that. Well done, guys. Well done.
Okay. The next thing,
on to the well corner.
The well corner. So, and I got this literally. I got pictures of this seconds after we recorded last week or the week before. And this was amazing. I suggested this pose. The base is all him, but I suggested the pose.
Of course you did. I'm playing with a knife. Look at I'm playing with a knife. Remember when you were young?
So for those of you that do 3D print, know that this does not come with the whiskers. Because I think a lot of us have learned when we're doing these figure kits like this, it's almost impossible to print those whiskers. They break. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass to make them separate pieces. Use some wire, use some creativity, whatever you got to do. Leave them off. It doesn't take away from it that much. So the whiskers are not actually part of the 3D file, but the file is available. CG Trader, Well winner, UEL winner. And as everyone knows, he's one of my favorite sculptors and digital sculptors for sure. So, I really enjoyed that.
It's a nice.
Next
bug.
up,
it's a nice Bugs Bunny.
Long anticipated,
dude. This is so cool.
Okay, from David Stan Arts. And this is resin and 3D print combined, which is what I always say. And if you look at some of the stuff, you can see where there's no way you could resin cast that. And these are very accurate representations of the some of the Strickfaden. Remember who Strickfaden was?
I do.
Okay. So some of the Strickfaden stuff, and you can buy just the 3 machines, or you can buy the 3 machines with the base. And it'll fit 1 or 2 1/6 scale figures. This is pictured with a Billiken Frankenstein on it. And
how cool
really
is that?
nice. Check out Stan Arts. I believe they have a website now too. And
we'll get all that up. Like
I also ordered that.
Did you? Oh man.
Yeah, so that's coming.
I couldn't justify that either. I don't think I have a kit to go with it.
And I had to put Dave's picture up there because it seems to me like Dave's kind of like doesn't want to be in the spotlight, so we had to put David's picture up there. And
it's pretty awesome. Well done, man.
But just to give an idea of the size of this too. So shipping is I want to say it's like $30+, like $32.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But,
shipping is hard.
But it's a big box. It's the box the size of a Tauntaun. So it's the Tauntaun box, wherever that came in. That I'm gonna say too, I used to ship my big King Kong. And even back in the day when shipping was cheaper, it was $26 to $30. So $32, $34, whatever the shipping is not that bad for something this size.
Yeah.
So, and I can't wait to see this. And I know Matt Lawrence has done his version of a couple of these pieces of equipment too. And difference is Matt's lights up. Match does other stuff, so there's hopefully room for everybody. And,
I think so.
But I want to acknowledge, Matt had done it. some of those pieces as well. So before we get into the next photos, 2 days ago, I got my Millicent Patrick. And those of you who don't know who she is, she designed the creature from the Black Lagoon and a lot of some other B movie stuff. I'll be honest, I'm not the historian that I should be. I saw this and I wanted in on it right away. Sculpted by Jeff Yeager. And I'm just going to say again, and these are the two pieces. This is the base, and there's so many pictures of all the pieces. I didn't bust out all the pictures, but
holy crap, dude! It's so much.
This is 11 and a half inches tall.
How?
Okay. All right, it is 11 and a half inches tall. Okay, love the idea of the base, how the kind of lab coat goes into the creature cove base. Okay, and I haven't even unwrapped all the pieces because it's just so much. And I literally just opened this before the show. She's holding a bust of the creature, and I have to say this could be sold as a kit by itself. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to put eyes in it because she's a little hollow looking. But for all those fans of the Tom Tyler Mummy, remember the hollow or the black eyes? But anyway, this is beautiful. Big. I don't know if you can get an idea by my hand, but again,
a lot of hands this episode.
It's huge, and comes with nameplate. And I was on the early list, so I got a Gilboy too.
Oh, a Gilboy.
Okay.
What a cutie.
He is a cutie. So there's a lot of other pieces here. Get a certificate of authenticity.
Okay. That is so much bigger than the pictures make it look. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I know. I got box art, not on a box, but well, maybe this is how they're going to ship it. Okay. But anyway, that's the quarter scale sculpted by Jeff Yeager, 150 castings. Okay. Now, I got an artist proof.
How'd you swing that?
Because Mike likes me. And so I think this was done by David DeCina. And I'm afraid to even take this out because it's underneath. So I don't know if this is a limited edition print that comes with the artist proof or not. I'm going to put it up there. But I don't know if you can see, it does say artist proof 03 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that's really cool. And
you should frame that. You should totally frame that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the I don't know if everyone gets one of these. I don't know if they're individually sketched because I'm afraid to take it apart and look. I'm gonna while we're on camera.
Watch you rip it. I will laugh.
No, because Mike, as always, and this is another reason why I don't have the whole thing undone. Mike's packing is just so insane. Yeah. Well, when I say it's insane, it's good insane.
He's a master packer.
So no, this is printed, but still, it is an artist proof.
That's awesome.
Piece, but really nice. So I got artist proof. Really excited about that. And we got some more goodies that come with it. Of course. So we have the parts list, the parts list and checked by Mike and signed by Mike. So this is the parts list. Okay. We have a Millicent Patrick card.
Oh, she's smoking.
So yep. And we have what I believe to be at one point in 1939, she worked for Walt Disney Studios. And so that's her copy of her ID card.
Wow.
Okay. You of course gets the Shameless Typhon sticker that comes with all the Typhon kits. Get a nice postcard. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Goodies galore.
Get another nice postcard. Gilboy. Okay. And those all come in a fantastically sealed, embossed, which I was able to get open without too much Typhon thing. Again, everything matches AP03. And I want to show this real quick just because. And I know John Dennett used to do this for Marty, and it was really cool. Again, I'm going to show this, just the size. Okay. Not a lot of people do this, but unless you ask them. And Mike, congrats on getting artist proof number 3 of 10. Thanks, Scott, and enjoy. Mike and Brian Typhon 22.
Look at that.
Okay.
They love you.
And really, Mike does a good job casting, man. I'll tell you. So, yeah, just fantastic stuff here.
So what are these other 2 things they got coming out here? What are these sneak peeks?
Yes. So this is a Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh.
And a Kloskinski Nosferatu.
Excellent.
Okay, and I'm going to give you the information on this as he gave it to me. So I asked him, he sent this to me today. I said, can I show these? And he says, yes. And I said, well, I'm going to need some information here. So the heads were sculpted by Kent Kidwell. The original bust he did, I guess there were some problems. So he sent the heads to Michael White, who lives in Croatia. He sculpted the new busts. I think it says for the original heads, but I think it's from the original heads by Kent. And then Mike will be making Mike Calvert will be making bases for both. His exact words to me here were, they're true bastards of kits. Okay. So this is part of the Typhon bastard line. They're supposed to be quarter scale, but they're more like third, just shy of third, or a very large quarter, especially the Kinski Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Date and price to be determined, but these are coming from Mike at Typhon, Mike Calvert at Typhon. So there we go.
Okay.
And then we got the nameplates as well.
All right. And last from not least.
Last but not least, another picture of Paul's dog Bubbly.
Speaking of Paul Gill.
And there we go, Paul Gill.
I got my Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman.
From
Oh my god.
He's alive.
So there's going to be a new segment called What's Jason going to drop this episode? Okay. And
anyway, yes, dude, this is so great.
Yeah, what's left of it?
What's left of it? So let me just throw this camera on real quick. Overhead cam. There we go. He did some really cool stuff. He was playing around with colored resin too. So that's all one piece, but it looks like it's a separate nameplate. It's got pink resin dumped in there first. And the reason it just fell is because this kind of sits in the back. There's no like key actually like to hold it in. So that kind of has to go in there and glue pretty well. But
But you think you didn't know that while you were holding up to the camera?
I did, and I was hoping I could, not drop it. But I love it. And for those of you who have not yet seen Psycho Gorman, please go see Psycho Gorman. You'll understand what he's holding here. It's such a good movie, and it needs more people watching it. What he's holding is the game that solves all the world's problems. So
what is it? Baseball? Basketball?
It is a dodgeball.
Well, of course it is.
But it's not just any dodgeball. You'll have to watch the movie. Anyway, great kit. Thank you, Paul Gill. I am so happy that someone made this. It's the best. I can't wait. Which will bring me to the workbench in a little bit. So that's all I got. Scott, anything else?
You know what? Yeah, actually, I did get. I did get a few other things. You showed the mummy last week. That we gave away. From Todd, and I have the other 4, so I guess I got to keep going. So I got the mummy, so there's no need to show that again because we have shown it, but it's really nice. So while I was on Todd's site, I perused a few other things, and I picked up this. It's probably not going to focus too good, but it's a Cheney replacement head.
Gotcha.
Sculpted by Jasper Anderson, and this is for the Polar Lights Phantom, and I guess you could use it on other kits as well. Maybe, I don't know, but the Polar Lights Phantom, the head was so terrible on it that it's one of those few kits I wouldn't mind changing the original. While we're on the subject of that, of course, changing the original. The other one I picked up from him, and I want to make sure the sculptor, there it is, Jeff Yeager. Okay. Is this Mr. Hyde replacement head. And again, it's going to be hard to show. Maybe we'll have to pull them from Todd's site. This kit, and remember we were talking about this kit. Was it last episode with the arm and being so weird on the Dr. Jekyll kit?
Mm-hmm.
And, so one of the things I have always hated about that kit is the head. And I just thought the rest of the kit was kind of boring. And I'm not big on, I want to build a set of Auroras like unmodified, but there are 2 kits that were never my favorites, and that's the Witch and the Dr. Jekyll. And so I did get the replacement Witch head from Mark Worthling a year or so back. I had to pay for it. And then Rick Evans did an add-on set for the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Kind of adds on to the base and has a bookcase in the back, and it was really simple, but it adds to it. It makes it look better.
Yeah.
And so I picked that up too. So cool. I think I'll modify both of those. So I did pick those up. And I did get something in the mail.
Can I go back for 1 second while you look for that?
Yeah, sure.
Psycho Gorman, sculpted by Lace Lee, our guest today.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it when he's on, too. So if you want to know the story behind Psycho Gorman and Lace Lee and Paul Gill, it's there. It will be in the episode later.
So our good friend Brian Clark, both of them, he's big enough for 2, trust me. He's been telling me he sent me this gift for like 6 months. Okay. And it showed this week, finally. And what it is, and at this point, we're going to call it a 10-month calendar. Because I'm such a dick. Okay. So it is a King Kong calendar. Okay. And I haven't even cracked it out of the plastic yet because I got a feeling it's really cool. But it does show now it does show 12 here. So I'm not sure what's going on because it is March. So, but
you missed your appointments.
And some of these are pretty traditional. I think they're all pretty traditional. Publicity stills.
Yeah.
But still really cool. Thanks, Brian. I'm busting your balls, but
what a nice guy. And you're so
I really
mean to him all the time.
appreciate it. I'm still not putting out, but it was nice.
All right.
It was a hell of a nice try.
So Scott, you have some other pictures for us which did not get approved by Mr. Walker.
No one cares. Okay, so we created kind of a monster.
Yeah, we
created kind of a monster when I started showing Paul's, and then Mike claims his dog Cody got jealous, and then so we'll start out here real quick, and we'll go through this real quick. And some other people have sent me pictures. I didn't put them all up here. Mike's other dog, Daisy. Okay. And I guess it snows there in Ireland.
Wait, the first one, we didn't show Paul's dog again.
Yeah, I did. I mentioned Bob earlier.
Oh,
so
is that when we put it? When did we put it in? No.
Yeah, you should put it. And then when you said, speaking of Paul Gill, is that coming back to you now?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Maybe when you watch it and edit it, you can do something.
That's when I remember things.
Okay, so this is Mike's other dog, Daisy. And I had to put his horse Blue in there. Now,
Mike's got a horse?
Mike's the first person to send me a picture of a horse. So I
want to go to Mike's house. I want to ride a horse.
Okay. I want a pony. All right.
I was in a rodeo in Boy Scouts. Fun fact.
And
he didn't care.
Was it a traveling bondage rodeo?
No, I had to get the horse between the poles and.
Oh boy. Virginia Peters sent us pictures of all of her animals. 2 of them are omitted, but there's another cat and a tortoise as well.
Oh, what? Did you leave the tortoise out, the cool one?
Yeah, the cool one. Yeah, because he was moving so fast that the picture was blurry. But this is Nikita and Xena.
Oh.
And there you go. And the last one real quick is Warren Dossey's dog, Indy. And I had to put that in there. This dog is just awesome. Look at him. He's just so cute. So
Scott, I think I have a cold, dead heart because Scott's like, oh, you got to see this cute dog. And I'm just like, okay, it's a dog.
How do you not look at that dog and say, look at that face?
I think it's a cute
dog. That dog's way better looking than you. If I had to kiss something, if I had to kiss somebody's head, it would be that dog's. Okay. All right.
I'd kiss that dog before you too. I agree with that.
I wouldn't kiss that dog after you. But anyway, so this is Indy. And you know what? We appreciate all the pet pictures, but Jason's going to kill me if I keep sneaking them in here.
No, that's fine. I don't care. Now you're making me look like the bad guy.
You are the bad guy. You're Mr. I hate dogs. I hate cats.
I don't hate those things. Cats, a little bit. I like seeing them. I'm just kidding. I did the whole pet segment last time. I just didn't, know there was one this time.
Whatever.
Keep sending them. It makes Scott happy. And if it keeps Scott happy, that's all that matters.
You know what I want you to do? I want you to start sending them to Jason.
Well, no, they already did. Anyway, keep sending the pet pictures. We'll call it Pet Club.
Pet Club? Okay.
Yeah, we'll start a whole new show. Scott can host that one. Workbench, Scott.
Workbench.
What you working on?
Well, the first thing is I'll mention something I did that I don't have a picture of, and not that it was a big deal. My wife had this angel that when she was a young girl, they were in some store in Oak Lawn, and she wanted this angel, and it had a wind-up bottom, and it played Silent Night, and it spun. Okay. So over the years, she had overwound it and it stopped working, and it ripped the bottom off trying to fix it or whatever. So I still had the original thingy, and it plays Silent Night. But anyway, but it's I think she overwound it or whatever. She was a kid, So I had to say, how am I going to fix this? So I go on Amazon of all places. You'll never believe this, but you can get a Silent Night. It's got the same footprint with the same screw holes. Okay. I kid you not. And then the bottom of the angel, it kind of will fit in there, but then how do you get it to stay? So I bought these little wooden discs. Okay. And I stuck the thing that turns, which is where you wind it, in the middle. And then so it kind of sits offset when you do that, but it was okay. And I was able to get a couple screws in. I used a pin vise and screwed it in there. So I got the thing there. And there's a thing that screws on the bottom. That's what you turn to wind it. And then I epoxied this onto the bottom of the angel with 5-minute epoxy. And she was so happy. I fixed her childhood thing. So
that is a heartwarming story.
I thought it was a heartwarming story.
Now, did you build a model kit?
Did I build a model kit? I printed a couple things.
Okay.
Okay. For myself.
Wow.
Okay. because everybody wants me to print for them. And one of the things I printed was the Spy versus Spy guys. And this is
nice.
Part of the Patreon I'm part of.
Okay.
And I get to print as many of these as I want. But I'm going to give this guy a shout out just because that's the Patreon.
Okay.
And it's $5 a month. He don't care how many you sell.
How do you say that? Say that out loud for our listeners, not our viewers.
What's that?
The name
Play
of the
Kit,
Patreon.
PLA Kit.
Okay, PLA Kit is the Patreon. Okay.
And he doesn't care how many you sell. He just don't want you to give the files away. So
nice.
I may have a few of these on the table at Wonderfest. There's the white one's holding a stick of dynamite. The black one's holding the bomb. There's the hat. You can see, So and then I also painted. I showed the Breezley and Sneasley, or not painted, printed. Showed the Breezley and Sneasley last episode, and I printed that out. That was kind of a for me project. And I have to reprint the nameplate for the Herculoids because the house ape that I sent it to dropped his shattered today. So I have to print him another one. And if he watches, he knows who he is. Okay. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's all I got going. So
I finished painting the ghost of Castel Mare. And here it is. Finally. It's not on my desk anymore. It feels weird not seeing it here since it's been there since we started the show. But I was like, I just got to get it done. And it's off my table. I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. And I'll put pictures here.
So it's got that kind of Jeff Camp look going.
Yeah, I went for the straight box art. I was trying to mimic exactly what's on the front of that box. I think I got pretty close. And it was actually, it's kind of easy. Once you kind of just break your brain away from like wanting things to look real and you're just going for brush strokes and the way paint is like landing and trying to match those from the original box art. So I think it turned out
like oil paint. I mean, is it almost like oil paint?
Yeah, it almost is because I work with the paint wet and you're wet blending and you're trying to do some glazes and stuff. So I think it turned out pretty good and I'm happy with it.
Is it in the display case already? Or is it still down there?
No, I put it upstairs in the case. I did.
Well, there you go.
So, all right. That's the workbench. Our guest this week is Lace Lee. Scott, Lace Lee's a nice guy.
Lace Lee is an awesome guy. Met Lace very briefly at Wonderfest last year. And I mean briefly, and he'll tell the story as to why. But he stopped really to tell us, just to tell me how much he enjoyed what we were doing, and thanks for mentioning him. And I just caught a quick glimpse of him, and I was like, cool. This kid's a really nice kid. And I've talked to him on Facebook Messenger a few times, and then I come to realize when he was, as you'll see him talking about the Psycho Gorman and the new kid he has coming from Paul Gill, which isn't really a secret. It's the ghost of Mr. Chicken. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to talk to him too about molding and casting before he got a hold of Paul. So when I finally got a hold of him, he had already talked to Paul at that point, and they had, whatever they got going. And but him and I talked on the phone probably for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just bullshitting about stuff. And
I will say this:
I found out he's 60 years old. He's 2 years older than I am. Okay.
And Scott and him,
the guy looks like he's 30 to me. So,
Scott and Lace hit it off. They
we like a lot of the same movies.
Yep, right there.
A lot of the same old movies, especially the old movie genre, and
silver screen stuff.
That was a lot of fun. Movie shaming Jason, as you'll see, it's about time. And I can't wait to see some of the comments going to Jay. I can't believe you've never seen that movie, because everyone busts my ass.
So, enjoy the interview with Lace Lee. Awesome guy. Great sculptor. Great. I was surprised that, you'll see the story. I don't want to give it away. Just watch. You'll see what I mean.
Here comes Lace.
Right. We're back with Lace Lee. Lace, how you doing?
Hey, good. How you guys doing?
Okay, I'm doing great. Scott, you still great?
I'm always great.
Okay.
Now that you've officially scraped the bottom of the guest barrel.
No, we haven't got there.
Oh,
No.
Oh, no. We got a lot more to go.
Yeah.
We still got to get Rotundi on.
There you go.
Don't
point
tell him I
taken.
said that.
Right.
How are you? All good? Where do you live at? Where are you in the country? Where are you at?
I'm in northern Kentucky. I'm right across the river from Cincinnati.
Oh, sweet. So Wonderfest is not a far ride for you then.
Oh yeah, it's like an hour and a half drive.
Excellent.
I'm there.
Excellent.
So where's the accent?
The accent.
There's no southern accent going on there.
I don't have an accent.
I said, where is it? I don't,
Oh, okay, no. I don't know.
We're not getting hey, y'all having a good time up there?
And we even wear shoes here too, believe it or not.
Oh, listen to Scott. Yep, offending people already.
Indoor plumbing. Yeah. Okay.
The one thing we have here that I found no other place in the country has is like, if you say something and we don't hear it, instead of saying what, we'll say please.
What?
Yeah, like please, and people look at you like, please what?
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Please repeat yourself, you mumbling fool.
Scott. Oh man! All right. So since Scott always yells at me when we leave a guest after the show, he's like, "You didn't let me ask anything." So Scott, first question, go.
Oh well, yeah, because I'm totally unprepared. Thanks.
Well, see, that's what I wanted to prove to everyone.
Okay, so Lace, give us your Garage Kid history. When did you, give us your figure kid history, I guess, because I know you and I talked about Auroras the other night.
Right, yeah. And like you and I were talking, kind of growing up in that sweet spot of late '60s, early '70s when Aurora and the reissues and all that were coming around. And so I was into it when I was a kid. Loved the figures, the Superman, all the monsters, Batman, Robin, all those old Aurora kits. And then, you get out of that for a few years until like probably, early to mid 90s. Start seeing stuff popping up here and there, in magazines and stuff. And, I was in a hobby shop one day and I saw the Horizon T800, the Schwarzenegger version. And I was kind of blown away. I mean, I was like, that actually looks like something from the movie, because the old stuff, you'd have the box art that, looked like the movie, or at least somewhat, and then you open it and it's a completely different kit. Mm-hmm. So
always. Yep.
And then at the time, it sounds so funny to say now, but I looked at it, it was like $45. I thought, $45 for a model? What are you, nuts? So I walked out and then kept thinking about it. I thought, man, that thing was kind of cool. And I was like, okay, I'm going to splurge. And then it wasn't long after that, I was in a bookstore and I saw Amazing Figure Model. What the hell is this about? And, you open the page of that and then it was like right down the rabbit hole.
What was your first issue? Do you remember the first issue that you saw?
I think it was about the third one. It was like a Gill Man on the cover.
Yep, that's that. That's the third one. Actually, it's the fourth one because they had a 0, but yes.
Oh, right, they did. Yeah. So, and it wasn't long after that, like maybe a year or two, it was like, I hear about this Wonderfest situation. Well, hey, that's Louisville. That's a day trip. Let's check that out. And then I just talk about like walking into Wonderland, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I walked around
that's exactly how it felt walking in there.
Yeah. I mean, I never knew the whole hobby like that existed, and just like all the stuff. It's like, I'm home,
Do you remember what your first, like when you think back to being a kid, do you remember what your actual first model you ever built was? A truck or a car or a figure, any of that stuff?
I have this really early memory of my aunt and uncle coming over on Christmas Eve and giving me the Man from U.N.C.L.E. kits.
Okay.
So Robert Vaughn and David McCallum. I have both kits, and say that was so cool because I was a big Man from Uncle fan, of course,
and they fit together. I always thought that was cool about those kits.
Right. The bases fit together. Yeah. It was like he was jumping over a wall and the other guy was kind of crouched down.
Going to school, were you an art kid? Were you a math kid? What were
I was an artist. I drew.
Okay.
I've always drawn, and then went to school for commercial art. Been a graphic designer for years, and I did portraits.
Mm-hmm.
And always for myself, I always drew movie stuff. I love movies, and not just. I mean, I was of course into like all the old Universal horror movies, all those, and but I was into all kinds of movies, like anything old. I mean, like Bogart, like Cagney.
Oh man!
Errol
Here we
Flynn.
go. Here's Scott. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is right. You two should get married or something.
Yeah.
Not that Lord of the Rings snooze fest shit. Okay.
Right. But, I just I was just always a movie guy, and so
when you were doing you're still doing graphic design. What were you doing? A lot of like products, or were you doing stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I've done a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I did corporate video presentations
good
way back a long time ago.
Yeah.
Real dry stuff. I mean, I've done packaging,
but it pays. You're making stuff that pays.
Right.
I mean, it's not high end like this, but
Yeah, I know. Jeez, it doesn't pay at all here. I'm in the hole.
Right.
Oh man. So first garage that Terminator kit. Did you have a hard time since it was vinyl? Was it like, oh man, what is this?
It was a little bit different. Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that I paid $45 for this thing, which was a fortune back then, and I got to start cutting off the vinyl and trimming it down and everything. I was like, man, I don't want to screw this up.
That was always the fear. Like when you're doing a vinyl kit, like if it was too hot and you went and slipped and sliced too far.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that actually. I haven't built a vinyl kit in a while.
X Plus is coming out with vinyl kits.
I did see
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes. So that's going to be kind of cool, actually.
So when it came back around, you have some pictures to share of some build-ups you've done. How did you when you first started going back to Wonderfest till now? Is there a certain thing you collected? Certain things, because you're looking at these pictures, there's a definite theme running through there. The ones you sent. What do you like to collect? What is your favorite subject matter kind of thing?
Well, like I said, movies, and I always dug the kits that were unexpected. Like, you see, I mean, there's so many gorgeous Frankensteins and Wolfmen and all of that. And then I'd go down there, especially guys like Rob. They'd have something like Charles Bronson from Death Wish. It was like, wow, somebody put out a kit of that. That's great. Finally, and I really dug the stuff that, you would never expect someone to actually make a kit of.
I think Dice Man did that a lot, and I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
Ed Boakley, because when he had like that Fred Sanford, and he had some other weird stuff that, like the buckwheat kit, like stuff you would never ever. Like no one would. I would love a Fred Sanford kit. Someone do a Fred Sanford.
Oh yeah.
With a Grady, dude, that'd be fantastic.
Grady, oh man.
Scott didn't watch that show. I don't think.
Actually, I did watch that show. That's something I have seen. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I got to give my girlfriend a shout out there. She has always been such a big fan of Grady for some reason. She's like, oh yeah, Grady. Yeah.
Those unexpected kits. Do you have some favorites? Do you want to talk about some of the ones you've painted? Your paint jobs are phenomenal, by the way, and your photography. Like, is this lighting you've done, or is this stuff you've done post photograph?
Well,
on some of this
the
stuff?
lighting. I just set them up like on my counter with like a blanket backdrop. And at first, when I first started doing it, I just were shooting them straight lighting, daylight, whatever light was in the room. And I've got like a green ball light in my kitchen. And one night I'm shooting some pictures and it was picking up that green was hitting, and that's kind of cool. So naturally, if a little bit's good, a lot is better, So I got some colored bulbs. I started setting them up, and it was like it kind of progressed from where just a little bit of a hint to like blow it out with color. And to me, like I said, I do movie stuff, and for me, it makes them look kind of cinematic.
Totally. And it's funny how I've kind of gone complete 180 on this. Before I would like the most daylight possible picture to see the best detail and like get the right colors and stuff. And now I'm more to like, I'd rather see something cool done with the picture like this, and kind of like what Berglund did with his old Aurora stuff. I'm liking when people do this a lot more than I used to now. It's
that's like Rob. I've sent Rob stuff. He's like, yeah, can you send it to me again? Without the lights.
He's a simple man.
He goes, He goes into an epileptic fit if there's too many lights.
We'll have to bring him orange juice. Orange juice.
Oh, love that story. What was your first Wonderfest? Do you remember the year? Man. The guest?
Mid 90s, mid to late 90s, probably. Okay.
Has it always been an Executive West, or did you make one?
Except for 1 year, it was over at the convention center across the street.
Okay, yeah, that was 07 or 08, I think. I think that was 08.
Yeah.
Because Jason and I went, I think it's Fern Valley Road. There used to be a Holiday Inn. It's not anymore, but the hotel's still there. And that was our first one. And the jump from 95 to 96, when they went to the Executive West, and Harryhausen was the guest in 96. They had him a second time. But that was the first time he was there. And the jump in the size of that show between those 2 years was amazing.
Right. Okay.
But if you went still mid-90s, early 2000s, you were the heyday. That was...
Yeah,
that was...
Are you going this year?
Oh, yeah, I'm there every year. Like I said, It's an hour and a half away.
You better go. I was going to say, you better.
Yeah, I saw both you guys down there last year. Jason, I saw you in the hallway, and like I passed you and you were talking to somebody, and I figured, I'll catch him later, and say hi. But then it was like last year, my girlfriend, she's wonderful. She'll go and she'll walk around Wonderfest all day with me, but there's always an agenda. So she was looking for a car. So she found one at a lot in Louisville. So she wanted to get out of there to get to the car lot to see this car. So like we're walking out and I see Scott. Mm-hmm. I figured, well, I got to say hi to him now or I never will. So, I parted through the fans, and the kids waiting for autographs. And I said, hey, Mr. Johansson, I love Model Club. You're the best, Shook his hand and it's like, yeah, kid.
I autographed his hand for him and went out.
I should have autographed his breast.
He had a tattoo. That was a
Yeah, charged me $5.
That doesn't surprise me. He's got to make money somehow. That's right. He's going to start.
Well, I'm not making any money doing this.
I know. He's going to charge for his autograph.
This is
He's going to be the next Lou Ferrigno, bullying little kids into money. Oh man. Well, this year, make sure you stop me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you sculpt in clay first, or did you just go straight to digital when you decided to start sculpting?
No. I started by kit bashing. Okay. I'd buy these kits. I had some of that stuff from the early '90s. Like don't want to mention any names, but some of the stuff that was, pretty raw.
Let's call it marginal. That's all. Marginal guilty pleasures.
Like the 1/4-inch seam lines and stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, name names. I don't care. Like what?
Yeah, remember what happened last time?
That's true. That's true. I'll say it. Netherworld. If you've built a Netherworld kit and notoriously terrible castings, right? He can't be mad about, like, everybody knows. And to put the Dr. Chenard base together, there was like the crazy people don't realize how bad kits used to be. But that's not a knock on the producer so much. That's how it was. That was like that's what the technology allowed. No one had a rotocaster in their garage. People were, it was. So it's tough.
Well, back in those days, we were just so happy to get them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like that same kit, that Dr. Chenard kit from Hellraiser. That's huge. It's like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I don't care if there's so many air bubbles and little resin boogers on there. And it didn't matter to me at that time. But nowadays, someone would see that and go, I'm not buying it. The castings are terrible. So do you like when you started kit bashing, what did you like to like? What did you do?
It would be like, like those, like where, a lot of the detail was pretty soft and it'd be so nice. And I discovered Magic Sculpt. And I love that stuff because, it would adhere, it dries overnight and then you can start carving, whatever. So, there was no like having to worry about it adhering to the resin and baking it or whatever. And so I started doing that and more and I'd start cutting them apart. Let's reposition it while we're at it, and make it a little unique.
That's
and
like a Neil DeConte. Do you remember what the most expensive kit you ever cut up was?
Oh, wow.
Because Neil DeConte, he's the same thing. He'll tear anything apart and reposition.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Yeah. The more we get into this,
well, that's the thing. Is like I started to realize over time that the kits I was actually working on, I've got some really beautiful kits. They're still in the box and probably always will be. Yeah, but the stuff I was actually pulling out of the box and working on was the bad stuff,
Yeah.
Because and that's what was fun for me because I didn't mind tearing that up, taking it out of the box, getting it out of its pristine condition and just going to town on it. I'm having a lot more fun with the bad kits than I am the good ones.
So that's how it started. When was your first aha moment? Like, holy crap, I can actually sculpt.
I'm still waiting for that.
Still waiting for that? Because the people who do it never see themselves like that. Like someone else,
right.
Like I feel like a dick if I ever go around saying like I'm a good painter. I think I'm an idiot. Like I'm terrible. If I walked around saying I'm a good, it doesn't work. So hats off to you. Always learning.
The funny thing with me is, or the way I work is like when I start on something, I'll put in a couple hours. I'll put in an evening on it. And I'll think, man, okay, I'm getting there. Like Gene Hackman. I was sculpting. I still remember this because I thought, oh man, I'm going to be able to knock this likeness out. I'm cooking. I woke up the next day and I looked at it, that's friggin' Jimmy Durante. That didn't look anything like Gene. That's what you got to get away, and come back to it.
Come on, it looked like somebody. That's
just change it. Change the outfit.
You mentioned Magic Sculpt. Did you? Yeah. You still use Magic Sculpt? Do you use Aves? Do you use both?
No, I tried Aves a long time ago. I just like Magic Sculpt. It's kind of like my go-to thing.
Yeah. No, and I know there's a difference between the two, and some people prefer one over the other. And I was just
because I've been, and we could talk about. I've been using Aves forever, and I just recently bought a Magic Sculpt. I mean, I think let's go back to the very beginning. Milliput. Have you ever tried Milliput?
No, I haven't.
No, it comes. It's like the old thing. It's from out of England, but it's the two tubes that you cut and mix together, and it was always kind of chalky and brittle. And then there's the green stuff, which a lot of sculptors in the miniature stuff use. So I started using Aves, but more recently I bought Magic Sculpt, and I kind of like that for certain things. It seems better for detail, for me, and it like. If I want a nice solid chunk of, and this is kind of like our hobby corner, I guess, for this interview. Like if I want to just fill a gap real quick and not worry about anything else, I think I'd rather use Aves. But for actually like sculpting detail or something, I almost feel like the Magic Sculpt captures that a little better. Whereas Aves is a little stickier, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I found. I like the detail you can get with Magic Sculpt.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Our technical question.
I like technical questions. We don't get many technical questions.
Well, that's because you don't let me ask the question.
I gave you the finger at least 3 times already. I'll stop. All right. Go ahead and ask another one, Scott. Ask another one.
Some of your kids. I asked the last question.
Go ahead.
So, were you a contest enterer Did you enter the contest? Did you?
No, no, I do not enter the contest.
Even I have entered the contest. I'm just saying. Okay.
You built one?
You know what? That same Terminator was my first contest entry.
Really? Oh,
and I got a certificate of merit. Okay?
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hey, certificates are a big deal. I don't even.
Well, it was back then.
It was
For me,
back
it
then.
was.
Like, I
first
remember
time in,
that.
and I'm like, I had bought Fisher's video and, did all the mixing of paints and all that. And it's like,
right.
Lathered himself up in oil to watch it.
No, but that's when I remember I was telling you the other night. So
he's got Buffalo Bill. He's got a girl in the hole in the basement.
I use these little irrigation syringes. Do I have one handy?
No. Oh, here we go.
And I've used them for resin. I use them for a lot of things. And I remember I was squirting because you can get it's like high pressure, you can. So I had some airbrush thinner. I was cleaning my airbrush and it backsplashed into my eyes. Some of that old Floquil airbrush cleaner.
Oh man!
And I thought I blinded myself. It burned.
So can we
bad.
share? All right. So this is this. I heard this story earlier in the week.
So so I'm like running to the sink because at the time I lived alone, so there's nobody living with me. And I'm like fuck, and it's burning bad. And it was really cool though because as soon as I hit it with cold water, it dissipated right away, and I could see still. So I was like, oh, thank God. But, that stuff burns, man.
I think this is a new good question for every guest, Scott. Worst hobby accident?
Well, wouldn't it be the most horrible way to die is like you live alone and you die in a modeling accident?
Yeah. Exacto knife stuck in your palm.
Yeah,
and
No, I like
something glued to your forehead. That, you can't get off for the Undertaker.
When you keeled over and died, you landed in the glue and they put you. Yeah. Oh man.
And the Undertaker was looking to go, I can't do anything with that. Yeah.
Close the coffin.
Right. Here's our morbid humor of the week.
So we might as well with all the people that are going. Oh man. So that switch over to digital. How many kids did you like? Were there certain producers you worked with before you switched over to digital? Or kids that you put out, or you just kind of made stuff? How did it go?
No, I just made stuff for myself. In fact, I've been on the internet looking at stuff for years, and I always avoided Facebook like the plague. Because I got on Facebook like 20 years ago when everybody would say, hey, I'm on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? And I thought I'm missing out on something. I got to get on Facebook, and I got on, and after a week, I realized I'm not missing a thing. I haven't seen you since high school. Now I know what you have for dinner every night. So I got off of Facebook for years until with the modeling stuff, it seemed like the sites were kind of closing down, and they were all moving to Facebook. So I'd go on, all the sites like Resin Maniacs and stuff. And finally, it wasn't until just about 2 years ago, I'd never posted anything. I thought one day, I'd just throw something out there, see if anybody likes it. And, why not? So I put the Shootist I just finished on there. And people seem to dig it. And so.
Hold on. I got to interrupt. Jason, have you ever seen the Shootist? There you go. It's movie shaming Jason Day. Okay.
I knew this was coming with the two of you, so go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Go ahead. Sorry, Lace.
No, it's fine.
So I put that on.
We'll get to it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, people seem to dig it, so I just started posting more and kind of hooked up. Rob saw something I did, and we started talking. And I'd known him for years from buying stuff from him at Wonderfest. And then he's like, "Hey, are you that guy?" Yeah, I know you. Yeah, I know you. Okay. And,
he'll sell to you at Wonderfest? Because that's over now. Okay. So now you're a friend, right? He'll say, "Hey man, I'll get you one after the show." All right, and then you got to bug him for like 10 years to get one. So I'm just warning you. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm just teasing. Rob's great. So.
Oh yeah. But so I started doing a couple of things for him, and kind of went from there.
Yeah, there's one I know you did that is not pictured here, but it's he does. But I know he wants to put it out. There's a full figure of one of the things pictured here, isn't it? Was that yours? Oh, I could probably say because he's shown it. The Dr. Fives, wasn't there a full figure?
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Fives?
That was the first. That was the thing. First thing Rob saw mine, he said, "Hey, can I buy that from you? I want to produce that." And so we worked on that. And he said, "I want to do a bust," and so I did the bust. And it kind of went from there.
Let's go through some of these. So,
yeah,
which one, like, out of the ones you sent, which ones are you like most proud of? Which, like, I know you're proud of all, like, but one that had like a special, like it was hard to do, or something that came really easy in terms of sculpture, something that stands out to you.
I'm trying to remember what I sent you.
Well, so we're looking at
Westworld.
Brenner.
Yeah,
Westworld.
Yeah. I had started on that years ago, and I put it away for quite a while. It was like someone else put out another Westworld, like right while I was working on that, and I thought, and I just started. I wasn't very far along with it, so I thought, maybe I'll just buy it, And then I never did. As time went on, I thought, I'm just going to finish it up. Why not? I'll have more fun doing my own than I would just building one. So that was just kind of for myself.
Do you have a lot of these that you've never shown anyone? Like just laying around the house?
Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah. All right.
So we have the Sean Connery.
Outland. Rob wanted to do Outland, and I was like all for it because I remember that movie and it's great. I'd do anything with Sean Connery in it.
I recently watched one of those Celebrity Jeopardy things on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, that guy that did Connery, and just the one was Japan, U.S. relations. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I'll take Japanese relations because it was JAPANUS relations." And I was like, I was dying, man.
Right. Yeah.
Japanese relations.
So the Gary Cooper, I love High Noon. Who did?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. So I don't know where I've been. Has it not been shown?
You guys? This is recent. I think this is recent.
I just posted that a couple months ago.
I didn't see it. I love that.
Oh, thanks. That's been one of my things for years. I've had that image in my mind. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the only image you can do of High Noon, because it's so famous. That walk down the street.
Well, that movie you've seen.
I have seen High Noon.
Oh yeah,
I love my westerns.
The only bad part about that, it was like the whole time I'm working, I got that theme song running through my head. I can't get Tex Ritter out of my head,
All right, Scott's got a man crush on this. So,
what's that?
You're Captain Kirk.
Oh, it's Shatner. How do you not?
I don't think you've ever.
Shatner and I made eye contact.
Yeah. Okay. Tell him the story. Tell him the story.
Well, I've told this story before.
Tell at least though.
So I went to this one man thing with Shatner's World, and we just live in it. Okay, and it was a one man where he talked for like an hour and a half, and I somehow got a third row ticket. And my wife didn't want to go, but my friend that groomed my dog at the time, she went with me, and so we're sitting there, and I'm in the third row. No one had sat in the two seats in front of us. I was just left of center, but right on the aisle. And he came over and was talking, and I'm telling you, he made eye contact. Right? So I turned and looked at her, and I said to her, I think I have an erection.
Man.
So it's like
Man.
Shatner, man. It's the Shat.
The Shat, yeah.
And it's
What-
like, I love the Shat.
What I like about these kits is you don't see many from the movies. It's more from the TV show.
That's
And when
why I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the it's just the TV show is one of those things that seems like it's been done to death.
Yeah.
And I like the movies.
And this is, I mean, that's where he dies.
Come on, not
That's where Scott
5.
dies, right?
Please tell me you don't like 5. Okay.
No,
Which one was 5?
Oh,
The whales?
no. The Whales one was actually good.
No, 5 was where they went to see God.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Spock's brother and all that, and it's.
Yeah.
I will say you shouldn't let Shatner direct anything. All right.
Wow, Scott, I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Okay. All right. It's you can let him try to act, but you cannot let him direct anything. Okay.
But that the Star Trek thing, that was kind of like an in-between period when I was getting my head sculpt. I was doing head sculpts digitally and having them printed because I'm a cheap bastard and I didn't want to try to have a whole 1/6 scale thing printed in resin because they were screwing me so bad. Sending them off and having them printed in resin, it cost a fortune. So I was doing head sculpts digitally and then sculpting the rest traditionally. So everything from the neck down is traditional, and then the head sculpts were digital.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And you were just doing all these just for you. I mean,
Yeah,
just I want a kit of this, so
yeah.
The ultimate garage kit guy. Like, I'm just making this for me. Screw
make my
everybody
own.
else.
Yeah, the hell with all you.
The hell with
Right,
everyone.
right.
That's great. So, when you did start doing some of these for Robin, for other people, is it hard for you to do things you don't like, or has that happened?
No. Actually, well, I'll tell you a story. You'll appreciate this, Jason. Paul Gill texted me. He said, "How would you feel about doing a Psycho Gorman bust?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's a misprint. Psycho Norman Bates, right?" I never heard of it, and I don't do creatures.
Okay.
Man, what the hell?
Yeah.
So he sends me the link to the movie, and I watch it. It was like, wow.
Isn't that okay?
Okay.
Honest
Was it a
opinion.
horrible
Because
movie?
Scott, no,
Okay.
Scott, you shut up. Shut up, Scott.
Well,
No influence.
I'm asking.
Did
if
you
it was
like
a
the
horrible
movie?
I did. I hate to admit that I did. I mean, it's like you can't not like it.
Exactly.
Almost.
And it gets better every time you watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Cutting my wrist right now.
Scott, I know, has never seen it and probably never will.
No, he won't. I'm trying to get him to watch it, but it's good. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it was like a cross between Predator and Napoleon Dynamite or something. But so yeah, I did that, and I had a blast doing it. Actually, I find that. Oh yeah,
I
there
got
he is.
mine.
Oh sweet.
I got it. I love it.
Oh cool.
I love
Cool.
it. And we'll talk more about it at the beginning of the show. Well, we did already in terms of editing.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, you killed it. It's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
I love
thanks,
it.
yeah.
I love it.
It was a lot of fun, and I find, as long as I'm sculpting, I can find fun in just about any subject matter, you know.
Try doing this for 42 episodes.
Dude, you always have fun. You always complain, but you're having fun. So that's good to hear. You learn something too when you're doing things you usually don't like.
Oh yeah,
I've noticed.
Now, is the Hackman for somebody, or was that for you too? The Gene Hackman.
No, Rob actually wanted
Rob.
to do. He wanted to do a Popeye Doyle. Him and I will probably be the only ones that ever end up owning one. But the French Connection is one of those things. It's a great movie, but is it really And there are really a lot of people out there that are dying for that Popeye Doyle kid.
I like the Sean Connery too, the Bond.
Oh, thanks. That's one of my favorites. I like that one. I'm a big Bond fan, Connery Bond fan.
Japanese relations. Yeah, I love it.
I think it's about turning that one into a bust too.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool as well. That's the beauty of digital printing. That's the beauty. We'll go through some more of these sculpts and we'll talk about that a little bit. So we have this serial Batman, 43 Batman.
Yeah. It's just something a little different. Challenge on that one was to make it kind of, look like what it's supposed to be without looking absolutely ridiculous. Because if you ever watch those or see it, his ears are always like cocked to the side or whatever, going in different directions. And his power over villains would be, they fall down laughing as soon as they see him.
Well, yeah, but that was kind of the charm of that stuff too.
Yeah, right.
Like the Superman, he'd bust through a wall and he'd be all full of drywall powder or whatever.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it was like, he wasn't like perfect once he came through, and it was.
Right. Oh, sure.
That was the joy of it. And before we go further, we should mention that you also sculpted that Superman for Charlie Robson.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got one of those. And that's awesome, man. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Oh, thanks.
But so we have these. What else we got here? We got
Sling Blade.
We got the Jaws.
Yeah. That's what I'm working on now. Is the Sling Blade.
But see, I like this because that's again an obscure character. No one would ever expect a kid of, and if you're doing it digitally, you can't. It's not going to cost you silicone. It's not going to and so if it's 4 people that want it, the 4 people can end up getting if you wanted to sell it that way.
Yeah, right.
But man, that looks dead on. It looks just like.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so does the Jaws. What's his name? The actor Roy Scheider.
Yep.
Oh yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. And then on our next slide here, we got the Richard Dreyfuss, man. It's like, wow, that's really nice.
Oh, thanks.
And I think Rob's got those too, doesn't he?
Yeah, those are Rob's. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
And he also wants
someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Galuna will come out before these do.
I'd like to see money on that, actually.
So the good, bad, and the ugly. I want to ask about that. So is that like a relief plaque type thing?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the shark mouth thing with the 3 characters from Jaws I did for Rob.
So that's cool too.
Very
then
cool
we got the Quint bust I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 pictures that we have shown before, the Errol Flynn Robin Hood, which you have talked about. Jason, you ever seen the Errol Flynn Robin Hood?
I have. When I was a kid, I've seen it.
How about Jaws? I forgot to ask.
I watch it like 4 times a year.
What's that?
I watch it about 4 times a year. In fact, I just watched it like night before last. It was on TV. I watched it again. You can never see it. It's like The Godfather. You can never see it enough.
There you go.
Okay, I have something to admit.
What's that?
I've never seen The Godfather.
What?
Oh God!
I've never seen The Godfather.
What?
I wish I could turn you off this podcast right now. Okay.
Wow.
So you've got The Godfather, which is like
I think I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing from beginning to end.
Well, I will say this. I probably, until recently, I saw it when I was younger, beginning to end. And then I always saw bits and pieces, like you say, you'd catch part of it. But recently, the wife had never seen it. We watched it beginning to end, and I realized, oh yeah, I've probably seen this a dozen times now because I've seen all these parts.
Yeah.
And we watched Godfather and then Godfather Part 2 the following weekend, and both movies are really great.
I have movie shame myself.
Have you ever watched the saga that he re-edited and put it in chronological order?
heard
I haven't.
that.
I heard that was only available like on AMC or something.
No, they played it on TV a bunch of times, but it's cool because he went in and he put in a lot of scenes that were deleted that weren't ever at the theater.
So if you were going to watch it, would you watch it that way or watch it the original way?
Either way is great.
All right.
What do you think of 3?
Godfather.
I haven't watched 3 yet. Did you like 3 or was 3 a little bit?
It's not a bad movie, but compared to the first 2, it doesn't live up.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I noticed by then you had the screaming Al Pacino. Okay.
Yeah. What happened to him? There was some point in there where he just completely went 180.
Yeah, he just started burn this place to the ground. Yeah. We're in The Godfather. He's so cool and collected. He's like, don't ever go against the family again. and he's just so calm and
right. Hoo-ha.
Yeah, but then he went into Scent of a Woman. Oh my God! Which I love that movie too. But
I did. Yeah, I did. That the last scene in the at the college.
Oh yeah.
I could watch that over and over again.
You ever see that movie, Jason? It's a yes or no, Jason. Okay. All right.
I know the movie. I remember it being nominated or something. And I remember everyone going, ooh, ah, or whatever. And I was like, I don't need to see that.
Ooh, ah. Which he really kind of
I've seen Serpico.
God, I haven't now seen Serpico. It's been a long time. So, and then we got Rollerball, which I've never seen either. But James Caan was in The Godfather. Okay.
I know that, though. I knew he was in there. Man, I feel bad. I feel dirty.
Kind of like that alternative universe episode because you're always shaming him for the movies he has made. Yeah.
No, I know how Scott feels. Actually, he doesn't care. He'll never watch those movies. I'll watch.
Sure you will.
I will. Homework. I'll watch it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Then you'll want to watch part 2.
But I like Rollerball. Rollerball is a great movie.
Yeah.
My favorite James Caan character, though, is from probably neither of you have seen it. Is Bottle Rocket? Either of you seen Bottle Rocket? No.
No.
This is for Rob. It's a Wes Anderson movie. It's his first movie, and Rob and I always argue about Wes Anderson. And James Caan is in there, and it's a great role. That's all I was saying.
Have you seen any other Errol Flynn movies other than Robin Hood?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I know Lace has.
No. Oh, yeah. I've seen them all.
Captain Blood, Seahawks, nothing like that. None of that.
No.
And what I will say, Lace and I were on the phone the other night for a couple hours. Bullshit.
I'm sorry, Lace. I'm
stuff. I'm the talent pal. I got this interview lined up. What did you do for this interview? Nothing. Okay. And we were talking how cool it would be to have that. Remember that 2-figure kid I talked about? That the Basil Rathbone and him fighting on the stairs, sword fighting on the stairs. It's like, yeah, now that'd be cool. So
don't do it because he'll say he thought of it and you owe him money, like he says to everyone else.
No,
I always say it to work. Okay, you have Worthling on here and ask him if that wasn't my idea.
It might have been, but then you don't have to yell at them forever that they owe you money.
I didn't say they owed me money. I mean, a free one would have been nice, but I mean, yeah, sends me one to give away, but Jesus Christ.
All right, Matt, we'll get it. We're done. All right, Lace, what else? Like, what if you could do anything right now? What do you want to work on? What's your dream project? Something you have in the works, sculpture wise, kit that you've always seen. Not Basil Rathbone fighting anyone.
Actually, yeah. Robin Hood was kind of like the one that I had always wanted to do. And, Rob and I had talked about it, and then he finally said, hey, why don't you just do that? And I'm like, yes. So, I do. I'm going to eventually do the Basil Rathbone, Errol Flynn sword fight thing. I've got a few in mind, but I'm not.
You don't have to say if you don't want to. I get it.
Well, that's okay because now that you've been a model club, you may get more producers contacting you. And you may hate us. This could turn into
No, actually, I'm always up to talk to anybody. I do have kind of a vision of Peter O'Toole in the desert. I don't know how much interest there'll be in that, but.
All right, let's talk about just in terms of.
No, hold on, stop. What is on your finger?
This is I was playing with it. It's a splatter tip I printed for my airbrush.
Okay, so it's like, what are you doing?
It's
okay. Sorry, Lace.
Sorry.
He freaks out and plays with his beard.
No, I always have to have my hands doing something. It's but that's the good thing about digital sculpting again, is if you want to do that, you can do that, and then it could sit there on your drive. And if someone say, "Hey, I got this. Would you like?" But there's someone that would like that. I think quite a bit.
Where do you see the digital sculpting in the garage kit world? Because we like to have this conversation with various people. Do you see it more taking over? More people out there that do it?
Honestly, I don't want to piss anybody off, but yeah, it's going to take over.
Yeah.
Well,
no, and I don't think it's going to 100% take over. I think there will still be the traditional
there'll
guys.
Still be craftsmen. I mean, people still ride horses, but everybody's got a car.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, to me, it's a tool, and I mean, I'll 3D print something that I did digitally, and I'll say, I don't look right. No, break out the magic sculpt and tools and tweak it, and I think there's room for both, but it isn't going to go away.
No, I don't think so.
Well, plus the fact that I can take a lot more chances than if I was just sculpting traditionally. Like, I can get something to where I like it, and then, what if he had a completely different expression on his face?
Yeah.
And I can do that, and if I don't like it, then I haven't destroyed anything,
right.
Or I didn't have to take the time to make a cast of that, and set that aside.
Oh, I'm sorry. Potential spam. Should we have some fun on the air? Let's. Hello?
Hello. You're being called to participate in a short 5-minute survey on If you would like to give your opinion, which is collected anonymously and will not be shared with any outside parties.
What do you think we should do here?
Stay on the line for all 15 questions. Question 1. Are you registered to vote? Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no.
Are you registered to come to my house and have a date?
Okay, hang up.
Okay, all right.
Before this goes really sideways. So I agree with you. It does. It makes things safer, and it frees you up, because otherwise you would have to start a whole new face again,
right?
Or
like you said too, you could make the James Bond into a bust,
okay? Right? Yeah.
And I told Rob this, so if he does it, my idea, make the Robin Hood into a bust. Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I mean, there's any of those that you've done there, the shootist, you can make them into busts. And now again, there's people out there, I don't like busts. And there's people out there that love busts. They're easy paint. They're they're a day or two projects to paint. They take up not a lot of shelf space. So it's, I see it going there. And I see that there's I see a mixture too, where we'll talk about the piece you're doing with Paul in a second here, but like the Dr. Fives and the base on the Sean Connery bust, and it's just, and even the base like on the rollerball. I see where bases could get incorporated into traditional sculpts as well, because you can do so much digitally that you can't do and cast, chain and stuff like that, that it's just easier to do that way. So, I see it mixing, but I also, I see that there's some resistance to the technology, but I think it's coming.
Yeah.
Coming. So I touched on it. Let's talk about this project you have going with Mr. Gill, and what brought that on.
That kind of came as a big surprise to me. Just I always loved the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I remember I saw it when I was a kid, and then
Jason,
I seen it.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Oh, okay.
It was on Svengoolie not too long ago.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Actually, you're right. It was. Yep.
But it was like a year or two ago. They I hadn't seen it in years, and they played it on one of the cable channels, and wow, this is still funny. I mean, it's hilarious. And I saw it mentioned on some of the classic horror boards, and like anytime somebody would mention that movie, people would jump in, and they all had their favorite lines and stuff, and it seemed like it still had a big fan base. That'd be a fun kit to do. Don Knotts, his face begs to be sculpted, you know. And,
you don't see a lot of Don Knotts. Like, has there been a lot? If you think back,
this one, Ed Boukley did that.
Yeah.
Barney Fife, yeah.
Barney Fife, and it wasn't, it was very early 90s. It wasn't.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun, kind of do with the old house base, and it'd just be a neat project. But I posted it online, and there are a certain number of guys, certain age, that are going to like this, and think, yeah, that's funny. I was really surprised at what a reaction it got of guys saying, I want it, I want that kid. The first few, I can 3D print a few. And it just got more and more. And I thought, no, I can't print that many.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so people started, I said, yeah, I'm going to see about getting it produced. It's never been my desire to be a kit producer.
Well, now you're there.
I'm a sculptor. That's all I really ever wanted to be.
Yeah. Flew too close to the sun, my friend.
Yeah, you felt the heat and just, here you go. Yeah.
So then, I saying, okay, yeah, we'll see if we can get it produced. And then I started panicking until I contacted Paul, and I figured he's going to tell me to go to hell because he's so damn busy, And he said, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. And that's when I knew everything was going to be okay.
Cool.
As long as he's behind it, I know it'll get done, and it'll get done right. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are right now. I just started the page, get people that are interested all in one place, get the list going, and Paul and I are working out. He's got a few little very minor tweaks he wants to see done just for ease of casting.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some fresh 3D prints out to him here pretty soon. And
cool. So it's a Facebook group. Do you know the name of the exact group to give out to people?
Yeah, it's the Mr. Chicken Model Kit Project.
Okay. And we're going to link to it below in the comment, not above the comment section. We'll put it in there and make sure people can get to it. It's a great kit. And I wish you all the luck with it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was never my plan to be a producer, so this might be a one and done thing, or if it goes smooth, hey, might be the first of many. You never know.
Right. You should, I think you should keep going. Definitely.
So let's give you the opportunity. And I know you told me, but I'll let you tell Jason. There was a please stop.
Oh, you got to please stop. Yeah. Let's hear it. I love these. Let's do it.
Your last episode, the please stop. Mine was stop with the superhero pinheads. These guys with massive muscle, Captain America, Superman, and they've got the head the size of a pea. It's like a 1/8 scale head on a 1/6 scale body. And you can almost see the creative process. It's like, they do a figure in proportion and everything to make the muscles a little bigger and a little bigger and they forget about the head. So
we could I could pull down my Kotobukiya Batman, unfortunately. It's a beautiful sculpt. And that was the first thing I've always said about it is the head's too small.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
And it's a beautiful sculpt. Otherwise, it's a beautiful sculpt. But it's like, I've always said that the head's too small. So,
but I think some of that comes from inexperience of a lot of the digital sculptors being not going to art school or not actually picking up a book and learn like, because what is it? It's 7.5 heads tall, right? To a figure. It's if you measure your head, you could fit 7.5. That's your classical.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like that's how, so even if you're just doing that with your fingers, like, does it fit? And like and I always tell my kids at school when I'm doing sort of like a rough anatomy lesson, your shoulders are 3 heads wide. Your fingertips go to the middle of your thigh. The middle of your eye lines up with the corner of your mouth. The corners of your nose line up with the corner of your eye. Like stuff that people don't know. And then when you actually, or like the corners of your eyes line up with where your ears come out of your head. The top of your ears line up with your eyebrows. Like stuff.
Then you're Lori Lightfoot.
Unless you're well hung. Then you got a giant. He doesn't. Lace doesn't know what we're dealing with up here.
Look that up.
Yeah, look that up. Oh man. But so I think the head thing's a huge thing. They do that a lot on superheroes. So totally. Yeah. That is a great please stop. I love it. We got to do. Oh, I had another one.
We got to please stop.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Well, cool. Well, we'll see you at Wonderfest, sir. This is awesome.
I'll be there. Yes. Look forward to seeing you guys.
And I told him if he wanted to print a few things and throw them on our table just so people could see it.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Love to do that.
Yeah, I plan on it being a garage sale table. I'm just going to bring it and be like, here. So, well, cool. Thanks for joining us, man. This has been great. Yeah, email or anything that people do you want to give out for people to get a hold of you, find you on Facebook? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Just find me on Facebook.
Cool. I'll link to that as well so people can find you easily.
There's not a hell of a lot of lace sleeves out there, so.
Like you said, I had met you so briefly at Wonderfest,
right.
And no, he didn't really ask me for my autograph, but he did give us praise for the show, and told me he liked what we were doing and stuff.
I know you charged him. I know you did.
And it was like a second because, like you say, you were running out the door.
Right.
And then when I talked to you on the phone the other night, you said, "Yeah, I'm 60," and I'm like, "What?" What? Because especially briefly, this guy, and still, I think you look really young, but it's like I'm thinking I met some 30-year-old kid. Okay, when he came up
now
to me.
that you said it on the show, thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
But
thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
No problem. But Paul and I both said, man, this is a super nice guy, which is
cool.
Again is one of the reasons I think too Paul wanted to get involved in this Ghosted Mr. Chicken too, because he wanted to help you out. And
yeah, well, I really appreciate it too.
So and after all you did sculpt Psycho Gorman.
You're gonna get a copy, right?
Scott, I'm gonna make more.
I'll tell you what. If I get one, I'm not paying for it, and I'm giving it away.
I'll buy you one.
No offense. Okay,
I'll buy you a copy.
No offense, but
I actually have 2 copies of the soundtrack on vinyl. I don't know if you ever drunk buy stuff.
Yeah, Psycho Gorman bus.
So I don't know if
Paul's gonna be like, dude, I'm trying to sell those. Okay,
they're the best. But I've got it. The vinyl showed up. The soundtrack showed up in the mail. I'm like, this is awesome. And then 2 days later, another one showed up. And I don't know if I screwed up and ordered it twice because I don't remember doing it, or if something happened at the place and they sent me an extra one. But I have 2. And I'm saving that other one. I'm not opening it.
Well, yeah, you got to keep one mint, right?
Mint in box, like Scott. That's what
he tends to do drunk things, Lace.
No, no, I did. I bought. Never mind. I have bought things twice, more than once. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah.
There's things I wish I would have bought twice, but
anyway, Lace, thanks for joining us. This has been awesome.
Hey, Jason, Scott, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the kind word. It was fun.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you later.
We're going to kick Rotundi in the ass to get some of this stuff out there.
Okay. All right. So here, the guy I thought I didn't, I thought he was just a sculptor when we first met him and heard of him. I didn't know he had this history of building models. I didn't know he was building these stuff for himself in his basement or like whatever and building, customizing, and holy cow, what cool stuff he's done. Can't wait to see more of what he does.
No, I can't either. A nice guy too. And
I love that high noon. I love the high noon.
The Godfather. I just can't believe you've never seen The Godfather. Okay.
It's like one of those things that's like, it's there.
One of what things?
And you just know you're supposed to do it and you just don't do it for like, it's like homework. That's what, the homework it's like the class project you've been putting off until the last minute.
Okay.
That's what it is to me.
No, consider it like when you go to the bathroom. Okay. You're supposed to wipe too. Okay. And you do. All right. So you need to wipe. By next episode, I will have watched it. I'm not you. I do things when I say I'm going to do them. Thank God you are not me. Okay.
All right.
Thank the good Lord you are not me. When do we do corrections?
Right now.
I have a correction.
Voicemails, emails, and corrections, and the buttons aren't working today. So go ahead.
Correction. As you all know, I showed my black cat, Bella Lugosi bust. And I kind of busted Troy's balls a little bit because it was packed with love. Okay. Well, one of our listeners.
Oh, here we go. What happened?
One of our listeners sent me an email and said, "Do you really think it was Troy that packed that?" And then it dawned on me. Then the light bulb went off. Okay.
What happened?
So Shanna Worthling had packed that.
Oh.
Okay. And what happened is Troy had sent them all out. So they mark cast them and then sent them. And then Troy sent them all out with the box art and all that. So
Troy doesn't love you.
Well, Troy doesn't pack with love, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But Troy's willing to take credit for it, or he isn't watching. So
I think it's the latter, or maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. But anyway, our great friend Shanna Worthling, who's unfortunately stuck with Mark, is the one that packed my kit with love. Yeah, poke your eye out with it.
I'm scratching myself.
Yeah, that'll do it. So anyway, that's my correction.
Excellent. We have 3 voicemails this episode, Scott. I would be putting the voicemail number up here, but it is 708-816-4299. Notice the number in there? I picked that one on purpose. 4299. 816-4299. 708 area code. All right. So the first voicemail, if I click
the address is
first voicemail.
Hey, Jason, Scott, Mark Worthling here, Pestilence Labs. Just wanted to leave a message on the voicemail. Mainly Wonderfest related. Just wanted to say how excited I am. Can't wait for Wonderfest. And the fact that we're going to be sharing tables right next to you guys. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Poor guy.
I'm planning to maybe bring a bell, kind of like it from a Long John Silver's, and, have Scott ring the bell every time I sell a War of the Gargantuas kit. So that should be really fun. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Lots of kits coming to the show. Box art tributes, Hellboy kits, War of the Gargantuas, and even going to have some Forbidden Zone stuff on the table. So anyways, it sounds like all the vendor tables are sold out, so it should be a kit collector's dream. So hopefully everybody's making their plans and booking their rooms, and really looking forward to it. So anyways, just want to leave a message, reiterate I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm sure everybody else is, and looking forward to seeing you guys. See you later. Bye.
All right. We are looking forward to seeing Mark too. There's a cool tidbit of information in there. They're going to have Forbidden Zone kits on their table, perhaps? Interesting.
Well, if I was to ring the bell...
I have a better idea for the bell. I have a better idea for the bell.
Really?
Mark, ring that bell every time you sell a Fay Ray replacement and making sure Scott's not getting any money from it. Just to
Been ringing my bell ever since.
Just to stick the knife in a little more. All right, next voicemail is CG Blade, I think.
Oh, CG?
Hey,
my buddy?
Jason, it's
Hold on. Go ahead.
CG. Hey, buddy. You want to get boxes, any size, shape, form, corrugated, non-corrugated, stiff, hard, soft, limp, whatever.
Limp.
All you have to do is go to uline.com, uline.com, and type in your length, width, height of the boxes you want, and it'll come up with options. I bought, I think, 25 different boxes for Wonderfest for the Red Sonia kit, and I think it cost me about $15.
Excellent.
But they have all kinds of different options, especially on the thickness and all that other kind of stuff. Plus, they have all the wrapping that goes inside of it if you want that too as well. Like I said, it's uline.com. Hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye.
Cool. That does help. Scott mentioned it before, but I forgot, and I will look it up now. Wake up, Scott. Thanks, CJ.
Hey there.
Thanks,
you know what? Tell you something, pal.
You got a catalog?
The party.
Oh,
okay. Because I got Jason a catalog. What do you think of that?
Oh, look at that. You guys are fighting over boxes. All right. And finally, our last voicemail is from Scott's buddy, Brian Clark.
All right, let's get something straight. We ain't buddies.
Hello, Scott and Jason. I'm back. Hey, just wondering, how your winter went here in Ohio. It was a little rough at times. I did get scared at one point because as I looked out my front window, I saw a no-neck gigantic ball. And at first I thought it was Scott, but it turns out it was just a snowman. But, neither one of them have necks, so it's all good. In all seriousness, though, I'm wondering, and I've told Scott this on Facebook a couple times, are you ever going to show us something that you have painted? And I'm not even talking about lately. I know you're not going to do it now because, you're old and retired and all that stuff. And you're so busy with a cat, which isn't even a real animal. Anyhow, a real pet, I should say. But I was just wondering if you're ever going to show us anything that you've actually done. That'd be nice, especially to those of us who are newbies or newer to the hobby. And Jason, how you doing there, Gandalf? Huh? You having a good time there up
what
there
did I
in
do?
Chicago way?
What's it going on me?
All right. Hey, you guys be good and talk to you.
Wow. Call me Gandalf.
He's not the only one.
Who calls me Gandalf?
Robert Tundy.
Oh, that son of a bitch. All right. So, Scott, you going to show him something you painted?
Well, I've showed the creature that I painted before. Okay. But, and if I can find the picture, maybe I'll give it to you. But we talk about Terminator model in our interview with Lace, which was the first kit I ever entered in Wonderfest in 1996. And I do have somewhere the certificate of merit that I won. So excellent. I have entered. Okay. And I have also, I think, okay. So yes, I have painted models before.
So okay. 2 of them? 2, 3?
Whatever. Okay. I don't think that's the issue we're having here. Okay.
That is true. He asked for a paint.
He said, show me something you painted. There you go.
Ta-da!
So
all right.
So
all right.
Show me something you haven't eaten. Okay.
Oh my God.
I bet you he comes up empty-handed.
Wow.
So,
okay. All right. So we have an email from Robert Trock. We have some pictures from Robert to go along with this email. Mono Club TV. Who would have thought? So here I am playing catch up. I really like the episode with Jeff, and it may surprise Jason to know that I talked a few years ago with Jeff about the subject of focal points, and do pay attention to it. It's challenging in dioramas sometimes, but we do try to pull it off. Whether it succeeds or not, that's up to the viewer. He's blaming me for his focal points? I don't know. As far as Please Stop goes, I am with Scott for less over-dieseled, overly stylized superheroes, which reminds me, Lace Lee's Please Stop is a pretty good one, which goes right along with this. I'm tired of that look, and for the past several years, have looked at the purity of Marvel Bowen's pics and the recent DC Tweeterhead statues with a fresh eye. It looks like it stepped off the page of the comic. Then that is what I want. Also, please stop with museum-style poses for kits. There's enough of statues out there that have already done a bunch of them, and a kit should be an opportunity to create something with more movement and dynamics and not symmetrical, stiff poses over and over again. Doesn't mean an occasional museum pose wouldn't be a welcome departure. Wait a minute. Museum pose wouldn't be welcome depending on the character's situation and the sculpt itself. But come on already. That goes for some of the Japanese kaiju stuff too. Last stop. It seems to me that it might now be possible to stop offering well-sculpted busts as busts only. I am not much of a bust guy and I don't buy many of them. But if there was an option to also buy a full figure version, there are many kits I would have bought. I see a great sculpt by Jaeger, for instance, but then see it's a bust and move on, a little disappointed. Wondering if you guys might consider doing an occasional episode, kind of an AFM style, a special episode dedicated to one genre, subject like AFM does. Alien, Universal, Hammer, sci-fi, dioramas, etc. Keep up the good work. Glad I don't have to do it. And he puts a bunch of laughing faces. We did do that Classic Monsters episode. And I think, yeah, we should do some more of that. Do like a theme episode here and there. But those are some pretty
Robert
good steps.
Sent a couple pictures. The picture with Mary Jane. The Mary Jane was sculpted by our friend Tony Cipriano.
There you go.
For Bowen. The Dr. Octopus. I forgot who sculpted that one.
Is he doing sit-ups?
I don't know what he's doing. He's definitely posing. But there's his Spider-Man villain gallery. I don't even have all those. I have a lot of them, but I don't have all of them.
You don't have all those?
No, I don't have all of those. I probably don't even have half of those full-size figures.
I like that Kingpin. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm with Robert, and I've said it a zillion times. When it comes to the Bowen stuff, it looks like it came off the pages of the comics, and that's it. And I also want to go into a please stop real quick because we just mentioned them, but there was somebody in the comments on YouTube that please stop. No more War of the Gargantuan kits. So take that, Mark. Ding.
There was some great comments this episode. I really liked reading some of those. We have from Kendall Conniff, which goes along with our next email from Greg Damian. We were showing some of Greg's collection and his posters. So Kendall sent in some of his pictures, his posters, his Mondo collection or Mondo style movie posters. And again, if people don't know, the Mondo posters are that kind of style where they redo old movie posters. There's some great stuff available out there. The Frankenstein one and the Bride here are really good. This Island Earth, this Godzilla is really good. Like, these are great posters. They do such a good job on their stuff. So
it's not a Bride, it's Metropolis, you moron.
Is that Bride? Oh, Metropolis. I thought that's a Bride. I can't see things that are really small.
The Frankenstein was beautiful. I remember Steve showing me that one way back.
And then he did do his own frame. Like, this frame for that Metropolis is amazing. Look at that. For the last Metropolis poster. And he talked about building his own frames. I do that too on some of mine because frames are expensive if people don't know that. And especially for these, you kind of want to get museum glass, which is even more than the frame itself, so that the inks don't get ruined by the UV light. So anyway, Greg Damian, our last, second to last, we have one more, sent us an email. Hey guys, holy crap, you actually discussed your sojourn to my humble abode. Cool beans. Wow, I didn't think you would have a whole expose on my collection and other stuff. Too bad Scott didn't make it on the trip. Maybe next time. Yeah, too bad. Sorry. You are both welcome anytime to come over and shoot the shit, eat pizza, and play pinball. Taking you up on that. I totally enjoy.
Boomerang.
Yeah, and throw boomerangs. We have to do that in the summer though, I think. I totally enjoy showing off all my stuff, and I think Scott, as it seems from his comments, would love to pop over for an evening. And there is stuff in the closet that both of you may be interested in seeing. That sounds like a trap. Like,
right up your alley.
Yeah, it does actually.
Closet? Okay.
Oh, wait, no, he goes. No, the GIMP is not in there. Damn it.
I was just going to say, bring out the GIMP.
Maybe even watch a movie he hasn't seen. I'll have the gimp tie him down in a comfy chair and force him to watch all 255 Three Stooges shorts. Scott, if you need anything framed that is moderate size, I will do it for you. Other than the big posters, all my stuff is self-matted and framed. As for the show, I do like these non-guest shows where you banter between yourselves and discuss the hobby. Of course, the guests are great, but these shows are fun too, and they don't last as long. I guess that's a compliment. We're shorter. I finally saw Psycho Gorman last week, and it was a hoot. Not going to win an Academy Awards, but it's still a fun flick. Maybe you could have a few of those busts at your table for the show. That's it for now. We just got back from Hawaii, and I'm still a... This dick went to Hawaii?
Oh, now he's a dick because he went to Hawaii?
Man. That's it for now. We just got back from Hawaii, and I'm still on a jet lag zombie time. Need some sleep. Greg, he told me he was going. That's
you called the man a dick because he went
to
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Like anyone right
that
now.
Doesn't make him a dick. Why do you call him a dick?
Okay, he's not a dick. I'm jealous.
The guy is a nice guy.
I'm the dick.
There you go.
Speaking of, I was doing that on purpose for segue purposes. Remember my anatomically correct reptilian and amphibian people? Well, Bucky St. Bucky sent this in, and it was an Instagram post. And it said, I have never understood or played Magic the Gathering, but I have nothing but respect for it after seeing this tittyless snake woman. You could have gone the easy route. You could have given her titties, but you didn't because she's a reptile. Thank you, MTG. Thank you. So someone else in the world gets it. That's correct. That is the way you do it. And with that, we are going to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for the 500 subscribers. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get some more. There's a big gallery coming here at the end with some great new people sent some stuff in. Please check it out. And Scott, any parting words?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
No, I'm sitting here looking at this Millicent Patrick thing going, wow.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well done. All right. Till next time, everybody. We'll talk to you later. See ya. Say goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott.
You were going to do that.
All right, so
but
it's
you know
only
what
one.
else
So
is
you
cool
can
about
cut
this?
that whole thing out. What?
It smells good. That's my first clue. I'm gonna go around Wonderfest sniffing people.
Again?
Yeah.
Hey,
But now I have a reason.
hey, yeah, but where are you going to sniff them? Because a
be
dog can
quiet.
get away with it.
You be
Okay,
quiet, you be
but
quiet.
you better be careful.
I'm gonna find out. I like it.
I
Smells
hope
good.
it's Old Spice or something.
Something's
There's
going
Jason's
on.
address right there. Freeze framing.
Was it on there? Oh no.
Yeah.